We're going to start standing wide. We're going to do one of our regular warm-ups, and then we're going to hold poses for strengthening and deepen stretches. Just our regular, I think most of them regular poses. So standing wide, 3.5 to 4 feet, ankles under wrists, toes turned out. Inhale, arms up. Excuse me. Exhale, bend at the knees, bend at the hips, and scoop. And inhale, back up. And exhale down. Try to move with your breath. Try to control your breath and control your movement to match your breath. Exhaling down and inhaling up. Next time up, add in goddess with your exhale. Exhaling, 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 exhaling. Inhale up. And exhale, scoop. Keep moving with that goddess added in.
Thank you. Bye, Carol.
Good luck.
Bye.
Good luck in January.
Thank you. Same to you. But you're excited. How many grandchildren does it have for y'all?
Okay, from goddess, add in the side stretches. Inhale right into them. Exhale to goddess. And inhale, side stretch. And exhale to goddess. Inhale up. And exhale, scoop. Keep moving with the side stretches. Use your inhale in the side stretches to increase the stretch through the ribs and the back. Exhale. Inhale, starfish. Exhale, scoop. Go through this one more time. And we are going to add in the lunges this time. Since we're going to be holding poses, we really want our legs and our hips to be warmed up. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Exhaling, 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 exhaling. Inhale into the side stretch, a modified triangle or a different version of triangle. Exhale, goddess. Moving slowly, breath and movement. Inhale, side stretch. Exhale, goddess. Now we're going to change it a little bit. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms out to the sides. You swan dive to a forward bend. And you want to inhale a little bit here at center. And then exhale, lunge right. Make sure your right knee does not go past your heel. Shin straight up and down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lunge left. Inhale, back to center. Toes turned out. Exhale, stretch down. Exhale, stretch down so you can inhale as you lift yourself back up. And then let's start with the scoop. Bending your knees, bend at the hips. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, side stretch. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, flat back. Exhaling as you move. Inhale, lift a little bit, fingers on the mat. Exhale, lunge right. Use blocks if you need them. You know how. Inhale, center. Exhale, lunge left. Inhale, center. Toes turned out. Exhale, stretch down. Inhale up. Now we're going to add in some holding. Right foot turns out, left foot straight ahead. Exhale, warrior two. Knee over heel, chin straight up and down, shoulders over hips. You're not leaning forward unless you need to for your back. Hold the pose. Don't let your right knee angle in toward the big toe side. Keep it straight or push it a little bit toward the little toe side. Heel to arch alignment, lateral poses, heel to arch alignment. Don't try to force this left hip back. Force that left hip back. You can bring this front knee in, and this is the most important thing, is to keep that knee aligned right. Tighten your arm muscles, push into the outer edge of the back foot, lifting your back arch a little bit. Relax your front toes, all those things. You know all those things. See what you can relax while still maintaining the integrity of the pose. Relax your jaw. Your shoulders be down. Your arms, you can squeeze the bones in your arms with your muscles. You can tighten the muscles if you want. Relax your front toes. We're going to change sides. Inhale, arms up. Right foot forward. Left foot out. Exhale, bend the left knee. All alignment details apply. So check, look at your body. Check your alignment and hold the pose. Holding poses is strengthening. Yes, we get some stretch, but it's also a great way to strengthen. Strengthens your bones, strengthens your muscles. Notice what you feel. Holding a pose is not rock solid, never moving. You're always making little adjustments, maybe going down a little further, maybe lifting your chest a little bit more, maybe shifting so your shoulders are more over your hips, maybe tightening the arm muscles, maybe spreading your fingers wide. Do some things in the pose. And then go back and check your alignment again, because when you aren't focused on that front knee all the time, when you're doing other things, that front knee may tilt in again. So you need to check that. Holding a pose does not mean static. It means taking time to feel it, to see if you need to back off a little bit. Inhale, arms up, left foot forward, right foot out. Exhale, triangle. This is shifting your hips, right hip in and down, left hip a little bit out and up. Tilt the pelvis. Don't just curve yourself down into triangle. Don't reach forward. Don't reach for the floor. Sideways, as if you're standing in a very narrow hallway. You don't want your face to hit the wall or your back. So go straight sideways. You can use a block under your hand, either in front or behind. Use your inhale to lengthen and keep that long, straight spine as you go sideways. Hold the pose. Remember, it's a triangle. Everything is straight. Try not to curve. At some point or other, as you go over, You will curve your spine a little bit as you reach down a little bit further. There's only so far, especially in the beginning, that your pelvis can tilt. But tilting the pelvis keeps your spine in the center of your hips. So you keep moving, the spine stays the same relationship to the hips if you tilt your pelvis. But again, tight hip muscles, hamstrings can make that a little difficult. So if you need to, you can curve a little bit down, but reach your arms straight up. Imagine somebody has a hold of that left arm. Pull yourself up. Change sides. Tilt your pelvis. Exhale your way into triangle. One side should feel very different from the other. Moving into the pose is as important as when you hold the pose. Push into the outer edge of the back foot. Lift the ankle. The front knee is straight but not locked. It's soft. Softly straight. I know I'm giving more details than I normally do for you all because you all are experienced. But we forget these things sometimes. So details don't hurt. But again, not a beginning class. Beginning class is a lot more details and we stay with one or two poses for a while until they make sense. Hold the triangle, keep lengthening your spine. As you get tired, you may round your chest. Don't let that happen. Stay long. And imagine somebody has a hold of your right hand. Pull yourself up, both feet forward. Swan dive with control to a forward bend. Just hang there. You don't have to touch the floor. If you want, you can put a block there. If your legs are a little too tight this morning, just stretch down, hold the stretch. Lift up with your ab muscles, so activate your abs. Take your arms out to the side, flatten your back. Your arms are straight up. You're not pulling up with your arms. Slowly all the way up. Arms all the way overhead. Right foot turns out. Reach your left arm alongside your head as you lean over to the right. Watch that right knee. Reach this arm, extended side angle. If your shoulder doesn't like this, keep the arm reaching straight up. Doesn't rest against your head. It's not curved. It's straight. You can look up toward that arm if you want. Hold the pose. You can always come out and rest in standing wide mountain like I am. You can always come up to here if your leg gets tired. And then you can try and go down for another few seconds or whatever to build up your strength. Holding poses takes some strength. Most of you are pretty used to this. These are only a minute. What a way to start the week, huh? Almost start. Tuesday. Kind of start. Now reach your left arm to the ceiling. Tighten those muscles. Pretend somebody has a hold of it. Pull yourself up. Then straighten the right leg. Right foot forward. Left foot out. It's easier if you already have this right arm reaching alongside your head as you go over into a high extended side angle. Don't turn and face the floor. This is sideways. This is still a lateral pose. You're still standing between two narrow walls. Again, if the shoulder doesn't like this, reach your arm up. Hold the pose. Feel it. Adjust. Push into the back leg a little bit. The back foot. All the weight doesn't have to be in the front. If you're familiar with the pose and you want to go further, you can always, as you know, in any pose, go to the next step. But you don't do it to do it. You do it when you feel your body's ready for it, when you can have all that good alignment and stay sideways. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling, pull yourself up, both feet forward, swan dive with control. Don't reach your arms up into the air. They're straight up, parallel, and then come down and hang in a wide forward bend, resting pose. Walk your fingers over, turn your right foot out, left foot in, lunge to the right, feet on your fingertips, or 2 blocks. If this is too much, gently and slowly lower your left knee down, back there, not underneath your hips. Hold the pose. Use your props. Back heel is lifted. You can try to press the back heel a little toward the mat without turning your foot, just straight back to get a nice stretch in the calf. Lift your chest. Try to lift your chest a little bit without pulling with the back of your neck. Now carefully and slowly, with weight on your hands, lower that back knee down. Point your back toes. Straighten your right leg out. Keep your right toes down. And head to knee-ish. Hold it. Just feel stretching your ankle even. While we're here, we are going to do half moon when we come back to the lunge. So if you need a block for the half moon, put the block out there. Pass your right foot to the little toe side-ish. Okay, lift your back knee up, back to the lunge. Watch that front knee. Start shifting your foot. You're going to keep your right hand down on the block or not. Lift the left leg up. Lift the left arm up. Turn sideways. Hold the pose. Lower your left hand down. Walk your fingers back and step your left leg way back there so you're in the nice, well-aligned lunge. Turn center and hang in a wide forward bend and stretch and rest. If you know of anybody who wants to try these classes, please do not send them the link. Please do not have them participate without first filling out a form. So I will need their email so that I can see if there are any things, any issues that I need to cue for: knees, backs, hips, neck. Okay, walk over left, lunge left. Hold the pose. Good alignment. If your left leg gets tired, gently lower your right knee down, but stay in the lunge if you can. If you absolutely can't, then rest in child's pose. Now lower your right knee down. Straighten out your left leg. Head to knee. Keep your left toes down to stretch your ankle. Support yourself. Try not to let your hips go way back. Try to keep your right hip over your right knee. I'll get my side straight here in a minute. Hold the pose. Again, if it's too much, go to child's pose. So as I told you all in my email, I think we figured it out and may have music by the Saturday class, which will be nice. Even though I think you're all playing your own music, which is also nice. Okay, come back to the lunge, lifting your back knee up. Put your left hand forward to a block or whatever you're using, and come into half moon on this side. Hold it. Or your right hand down. Walk your fingers back so when you step that right foot down, you're in a good lunge. Knee over heel. Step back to downward dog. Pedal your feet. Spread your fingers wide. Hold the pose. Both heels toward the mat. You don't want to walk your hands to your feet. This isn't a forward bend. This is downward dog, or whatever this is called. Yeah, downward dog. I'm getting confused. In Kundalini Yoga, this is called triangle. Right leg up, three-legged dog. Not your right hip. Try to keep your right hip down with the left. You all know this. Bring your right knee forward to your right little finger. Your knee is to the outside of your right arm, wrist, whatever. Walk your right foot over towards your left wrist. Shift back. Sink your hips. Come down into a reclined, not reclined, but a resting pigeon, or sleeping swan as it's called in yin yoga. Hold the pose. If this is too much, remember you can put a blanket or pillow underneath your left hip all the way down the left leg to also support the knee and the hip. If it compresses too much, then just don't do it. Go to child's pose. Or bring the heel back in a straight line with your hip rather than trying to cross the leg. It's good. You're at home. There's nobody else around. There's no competition. Practice yoga for you the way you need to today. And assume that you can go the same way each day, each time in a pose. From pigeon, come back to three-legged dog. Lower your leg. Lower the hands and knees. Resting child's pose. You know we're going to do it to the other side. If you find you need padding under your wrist, create it. Make it so. Come back up to hands and knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, and walk your hands a little bit forward. Curl your toes under. Push back to downward dog. Lift your left leg up. Hold it, three-legged. Bring your left knee forward to the outside. With your left hand, walk your left foot over towards your right wrist. Stretch your right leg back. Down to sleeping pigeon, sleeping swan, whatever you want to call it. It's the same pose. Hold it. Relax into it. Feel the stretch in the hips. Use your props as needed. Underneath the right hip, the whole leg, underneath your left hip, holding it up, blanket up the way you need to, or a pillow, or block. Pull your back toes under, up onto your hands, come back to three-legged dog, lower to dog, lower your forearms to the ground. Move your left hand over towards your right wrist. Roll over to your left side, adjusting as you need to, low side plank. Watch your shoulders. Don't let your left ankle touch the ground. That'll really wreck your knee. Come back over onto your forearms. Adjust your feet. Shift your right hand over towards your left wrist. Roll over to your right side. Again, right ankle does not touch the ground. Well, neither does the left, but that's beside the point. It's particularly the right ankle that may touch the ground. Don't let it happen. Roll back on your forearms. Push back to bowing, downward dog. Lift your forearms up. Downward dog. Lower to your knees. Child's pose. I snuck that one in, didn't I? Ha! Think lovely thoughts. Woo! That warmed me up. Okay, come up to seated. Let's do some stretching. I heard that. Somebody said yay. Maybe there was more than one person. Cross-legged, left leg in front, sitting on a blanket or otherwise. Inhale. Lengthen your spine, lift your chest. Exhale as you reach forward and down and stretch. Hold the stretch. Use your props. Forehead on the block or two stack blocks or not, or just hold your stretch however far you need to or you can. Hold it. If you can't have the right foot in this far, have the right leg out to keep the left leg bent. Just stretch down that way. Or put your props. Remember about the props under the knees. If it's hard on the hips, this is what you need to do. Sitting on a blanket. Use your props. Make a note of that. Every time I say cross-legged, I need to put something under my knees, even if it's a folded up blanket. They're as high as blocks and they're softer. Come back to center. Lifting up. Twist left. Left leg is still in front or bent. You can twist left, the right leg straight forward if that's the way you're doing it. Hold the twist. You have something behind you. If your torso is long, you may end up leaning back to get your hand on the floor. Don't lean back. Stay straight. Rotate just on the pelvis to put a block or a blanket behind you to put your left hand on. Right hand pulls a little bit on your left leg. Keep your spine long. If you currently have bulging or ruptured disc, you do not do ever seated twists. Not until that is no longer happening. It just squeezes on the disc more and it moves it out more. Come back to center, cross-legged, right leg in front, or right leg bent, and left leg forward. This, if need be. Inhale, lengthen. We have the right leg in front if you're sitting cross-legged. Exhale, reach out, down, stretch, hold stretch. Slowly let your inhale lift yourself up. Exhale, twist right. Let the left buttock lift. All things apply just like on the other side. That was almost a song. Speaking of which, cover clarinet. I forgot. Slowly back to center. Get wide. Side stretch to the right. Not about touching your toes. It's about stretching your side. You can always bring your arm in front of your face and turn your chest a little bit toward the mat and reach your toes, but it's not about reaching your toes. It's about stretching your side. I put my right arm on the inside of my right leg so I can kind of do a little bit of push to rotate my torso. You put your hand underneath, in front, palm up, or you can put it behind that. No, you can do that. Hold the stretch. Feel the stretch. If your shoulder doesn't like it, as we know, you can reach your arm up, or you can wrap it around behind you, which your shoulder also may not like, or you can just touch your shoulder. But stay leaning into the twist. Do the version that's right for you, your body, today. Always move into it, particularly a stretch, slowly, so you know where your limit is. You don't go too fast and tear something or strain something. That's moving arms and legs and torso, whatever you're doing, going into a stretch. Come slowly back up. Stretch to the other side, please. I always try to look up. That way my arm doesn't come forward and I don't rotate my chest to face the floor. Hold the stretch. Hopefully this one wasn't very challenging, except for the side planks. That's always challenging, but you know to lower your one knee down to modify it if you need to. Slowly back up. Stretch straight forward. Don't do this if you have back pain. Generally, don't do it, but feel your way into it if you can without hurting your back. Rock and roll. Try to have something in your class that maybe everybody can't do so that you have something to aim for. It should be that. It shouldn't be all easy. What's the point? And we've talked about that before, right? What's the point if it's all easy? You're already there. Your body already can do all that. You need to challenge your body and your mind by doing things that aren't so easy. Come slowly back up. Bring your left heel in, keep your right leg out. You're going to bend over, center your chest over your left heel. Go straight forward. Your body's going to try to lean like this to make it easy for you, or even a little bit like that. Don't let that happen. You're already flexible enough to do that, or your body wouldn't be trying to adjust that way. Go straight forward, even if it's just a little bit. Hold the stretch. Again, slowly. Stretches should be challenging, but no sharp stabbing pains, and certainly no aches in particularly the knee, but also the joint. Joint, it would be more a stabbing pain, which you don't want. Knee, it could be an achy feeling. And again, something underneath that knee if need be. Slowly back up. Right foot in, left leg. Left leg out to the left. Center your chest over your right heel and stretch straight forward. Hold the stretch. Slowly inhale your way back up. Let's do a little bit of chi gathering, energy, prana, whatever you want to call it, for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week. Something you can practice on your own every morning if you want. And if you're staying for core, it's going to be nice to have a little extra energy. If starting seated cross-legged, whatever works for you, left or right in front, you can always change partway through. If you get tired sitting that way, it's up to you. Palms together. Inhale, arms out to the side and up. Exhale, bring your palms together down in front of your throat and press out. One exhale. Inhale, fingertips touching your shoulders. Exhale, press your palms forward, round your back, stretch between the shoulder blades. Inhale, arms back up, and we're going to swan dive at least for the first time. Exhale, swan dive to a forward bend. Inhale, back up, arms overhead. Exhale, palms together, exhaling, exhaling, then press them out, exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders. Exhale, press your palms forward, round your back. Inhale, arms up. Now, if you have to be careful, back shoot again, swan dive. Otherwise, you can do a straight forward bend. Inhale all the way up. Arms will be overhead eventually. Exhale, palms together and press them out. Arms shoulder height. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders. Exhale, press your palms forward, reach, stretch. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, release, arms out to the side. And it is time for core. We'll come to standing. Feet hip distance or a little bit more. Hands on your shoulders. Bring your left and right to left. Working the low abs and the upper abs. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Feet still hip distance or maybe a little wider. Bend your knees a little bit. Bend at the thighs. Don't push hard. Don't lift your shoulders up. Your shoulders do nothing in this. This is all spinal. Arch inward and forward without lifting your head, just looking a little bit forward. Round back. See, my head doesn't move at all. My knees hopefully basically stay the same as well. My shoulders don't lift up when I round back. They stay relaxed. Just move the spine, use your ab, your back muscles. Now hang in a forward bend. Step wide. And remember, you don't have your arms, your hands higher than your shoulders as you come up and down. You don't pull yourself up with your arms. That will strain your shoulders. Inhale, arms out to the side and up. Arms overhead. Exhale, arms out to the side. As you go down, they don't lift up into the air. They stay at the most parallel as you come up, parallel to the floor. Then lift them up. Then bring them down to parallel to the floor as you go back down. Tighten your abs. Keep moving. I'm going to freeze for a second. We do this wide instead of with our legs in regular mountain because it's a little easier on our backs and our hips. Come all the way up and release. Feet hip distance again or a couple inches apart. One hand behind, left hand behind, right overhead. Swing your hips to the right. Change sides. Working the waist muscles and the backs and the abs. Try not to turn. Stay straight sideways. One more time, both directions. And come to lying on your back. Knees bent. Let's do some upper abs things. Feet on the mat. Fingers behind your head. Fingertips. Don't pull your head up with your arm muscles. Pull your head up with your abs. That's the point, right? 3-part lifts. So lift a little bit more. Lift as far as you can. Keeping the abs firm and slowly release back down. 2, 2, 2. Pulling the abs right below the ribs. 3, 3, 3. 4, 4, 4. 5, 5, 5. 6, 6, 6. 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Legs up, low abs. Do it with your knees slightly bent. They don't have to be straight. Sometimes our hamstrings won't let our legs be straight up. But you don't want them out here. You want them up, so bend your knees if you need to. Lift your low back off the mat, feet to the ceiling. 1, 2, don't lift up real high. 3, 4, 5, you don't want weight on your back of your shoulders or your neck. 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Hug your knees. Rock a little bit, massage your back. Okay, we're going to do the sequence with lifting the legs up and doing different things with them. Lifting your head and not lifting your head and all those. If you have low back pain, you start and end like this, with your knees bent, feet on the mat, no matter what. That's how you start and end. If you don't have low back pain, you will start and end with your legs straight. If you find that your back starts to get aggravated when you're doing it with your legs straight, then you do it this way. You're still going to be working your abs. There's no use causing back pain, right? We don't want to hurt ourselves. That's not a good message to send to yourself. We'll do each one 5 times. We'll keep adding to it, doing something a little bit different each time. I'm going to do it. We'll do it the first time together with the knees bent. So if you're not familiar with it, although you all are, you can see how to do it. And then we'll do it. I'll do it with my legs straight, and you'll do it the way that works for you. We start with our legs straight, our knees bent. In this case, we're starting with the knees bent first time. Arms overhead. Now, your arms can be out to the side. If it hurts your shoulder to reach your arms straight overhead, don't do it. Take your arms a little bit out to the side with your elbows bent. That's fine. Or even, down more if you need to. Do what works for your shoulders. Don't strain your shoulders. You're going to keep your head down. You're going to bring your knees to your chest. Bring your arms up. Hug them. Pull them in. And take your arms back to the starting position as your legs go up into the air. And then you're going to lower them back down, knees bent, feet on the mat. That's how you do it if you have back pain. With the legs, it's always the same. Knees bent, feet on the mat. Okay, 2. Head stays down, legs up, legs down, however you're doing it, slowly. 3, legs up, down. Keep your abs active. 4. This is mostly low abs here. We're going to add upper abs with the next set. 5. Now we're going to bring our head to our knees as we do this. Bring the legs up, knees to chest. Hug. 1. Lower your head, arms back to starting, legs up, legs back to starting. 2. And up. Make sure your low back stays touching the mat when you lower your leg. You'll have to use abs to do that. 3. 4. 5. You're going to reach between your legs. Let your knees come apart a little bit and touch your feet, lifting your head. 1. Touch. Head down, arms back to starting, legs up, legs back to starting. Wherever that is. 2. 3. Rest when you need to. We all have to build up to this. Well, you all build up to it probably. 4. But still, today may be different. Today you might need to rest. 5. And you're going to bring your knees up a little bit to the right as you reach forward with both hands, a little bit to the left of the legs. So, knees right, lift your head, slide your hands past the left side of your legs as your knees are right. Knees come back center as you lower your head, arms back to starting, legs up, legs down to your starting. Knees left, press forward and right, not out to the side and right. Legs center, head down, arms back, legs up, legs down. Knees right, center and up and down. Knees left, up and down. This is 3. 3. 4. Squeeze your legs a little bit together. That'll help support your back and your side joint. 4. 5. And 5. I don't think we'll do the legs out to the side thing. Let's hug our knees in and rock. We do that seldom, mostly because I can't see you, and even though I give instructions, if you're doing the leg out to the side wrong, you could be straining your back. So we don't do them very often. Okay, legs straight on the mat. And separate them. Feel the edge of the mat underneath your heels. The skinny edge. Arms overhead. When you come up, you're not going to lower your arms to your toes. It's not reaching the toes. Try to keep your arms parallel to the mat and just lean forward using your ab muscles. Well, arms stay parallel, lean forward And then round back down. If this is hard on your back, especially coming up, just go down back to here or wherever that you don't fall. And just keep kind of rowing forward and back. Otherwise, you can go all the way down. You can always bend your knees a little bit as you're going down. That keeps your back flatter. 2. And again, bend your knees a little bit to keep your back from being strained. It'll help if you can't keep your back down. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Now wait. When we do 10, we're going to change the coming back a little bit and the going up. When we go up, we're going to balance. So when we come back, we're going to bring our feet with us and lift them up into the air, not way. Don't allow all this momentum to throw yourself back onto your neck. So control it. So come up. And when you come back, bring your feet up gently and lift your hips. And come up and balance. Bend your knees. And round down and lift your hips. 3. Oh, this is fun. We should do this all the time. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm the boss. I don't have to do it. 10. Lie on your back, hug your knees in and rock side to side. I adjust my britches. Tights be called britches? I don't know. Tucking here, little tucking there. It gets all over the place doing these things. Okay. Hands under your buttocks, not your low back, your buttocks or your hips. This keeps your low back kind of rounded more toward the mat. It makes this safer for the low back, no matter if you do have a good back or a challenged back. Not a bad back, just challenged. Legs together, legs slowly to the mat, not touching the mat, just in that general direction. Slowly back up, push your back down. If you need to, bend your knees. That'll take some pressure off your back as well. 2. Don't touch the mat. Don't go down that far. And back up. If you feel your back lifting, don't go down that far either. Stop before you feel your back lifting. 3. 4. Push your back down. Push your back down. 5. 6. 7. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. 8. Maybe not. 9. Hug your knees in and rock a little bit. I need to change sides or I'm going to run into my dresser. Okay, hands still into your buttocks, legs up. This is a little different. Legs together as you lower down. Again, not all the way to the mat. Keep your back pushed down. Then take them wide into a big circle, bringing them up until they're overhead and together again. Lower together. And circle them up. Together overhead. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. This is tiring. 10. Hug. Pull them in. Keep your shoulders away from your ears and rock side to side. Come to your hands and knees, please. Come down onto your forearms. This one is primarily for the glutes and the low back. When we do some other things, I try to point out how to do them so you don't just work the low back, since our low backs tend to be strongest because they do most of the work. But this one we want to isolate. We are going to be working the low back because it's good for it to be strong. So come down onto your forearms, elbows under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Stretch your right leg back. Please do this slowly. This is for strength, not for stretching and swinging your leg around. Lift it slowly up. Your foot is flexed. And touch your toes back down. You're not going to change sides. 2. And back. If you need padding under your knees, you know how to do it. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Move at my speed. 9. 10. Bring that right knee down beside the left. Left leg straight back. Flex your foot. Keep it flexed. Just slowly lift the left leg. 1. And down. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Knee down, separate your knees, big toes touch, sit back toward your heels, stretch your back. Hold it. Now come up and over onto your side. You can prop your head in your hand or lay all the way down on your arm. Have the bottom knee a little bit bent. Bring the top leg straight forward as you can. If you need to, bend your knee a little bit. If your hamstring is pulling it, you can only reach it forward like this. You really shouldn't do that this way. What we're going to do this way. If you can, bring it straight forward, bend the knee, and at least bring the knee and the thigh straight forward. Can you see what I'm doing? Not this, this, or this. Put your top hand in front to help a little bit. You're going to need it. You don't want to roll back, so it's not a roll back and lifting. You're using your whole body to lift the leg. We want to work these side, hip, and leg muscles. So just lift it a little bit, or that much. Where you don't feel you're rolling back. See, my hips are still stacked. I'm not rolling this top hip back. Lower down. 2, knee bent is okay. And down. 3, down. 4, down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you know what's coming. This is the hard one. Little tiny lifts and a little bit faster. 1, down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Eek. Change sides. You can lay all the way down on your arm or prop your head in your hand. Bottom leg is bent so you don't roll. Top leg is straight forward or top thigh is straight forward. Top hand in front. Little big lifts, but not rolling back. Just enough. Not to where you start to roll back. And down. 2. Down. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Little lifts, just a couple inches. You ready? 1, down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come over onto your backs. Hug your knees in. Rock a little bit side to side to massage your low back muscles, mid back muscles. Toned. Excuse me, we want to be toned, not tight. It stretches your back too, hugging your knees in. It's like squatting. Great back stretch, squatting, holding onto the side of a sink or something to stretch. Lean back. Okay, we're done with core. We have about a minute to go for gentle. We're going to do our regular Tuesday gentle, and then after the regular beginning of it, we'll do some other things as we usually do. Gentle is great for after core. It stretches. We don't want our hip flexors to be tight. And you end up, you've seen older people who shuffle. I mean, that's partly balance, but partly they can't step because their hip flexors are too tight. We want to keep our full range of motion and tighten up the hip flexors. So line your back. Arms by your side, palms up, little finger facing you. If it hurts to lay with your legs straight, keep your knees bent. It was years before I could lay with my legs straight without back pain. So if you need to do that, keep them bent or put a rolled up blanket underneath your knees to keep The knees bent a little bit, but your legs can be still straight. And that can make all the difference to your back. Walk your shoulder blades down a little bit. Make your legs a little bit longer. Walk them away, down a little bit. Tuck your chin just a little bit. Don't overdo it. Just enough to stretch the back of your neck and then relax. Don't keep tugging. Breathe into the belly. Let your belly expand as that diaphragm contracts and pushes down against those internal organs. Breathing using the diaphragm to pull air into the bottom of the lungs. And when that diaphragm muscle contracts, it massages the internal organs. It massages the liver and the spleen. It helps to cleanse the liver and the spleen. You let your belly expand by breathing deeply. It's good for more oxygen, but it's good for more than that. Reach your arms overhead or bend your elbows, take them a little bit out to the side, keep breathing. It stretches along the chest and the ribs. So your ribs might not be able to expand as much, but when they do expand, they stretch those muscles a little bit more. Still breathing deeply. Get some oxygen going through your body. Feed your cells. And we'll move a little bit. Some of you just started with us. We're going to move a little bit to warm up, and then we'll hold some stretches. So inhale where you are now. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, bring your right knee up, bring your arms up, and hug that right knee in until you finish your exhale. When it's time to inhale, lower your leg, raise your arms back to starting position, and then exhale the left leg up. Finish the exhale. And when it's time to inhale, inhaling deeply, completely lower your leg, finish the inhale. Keep alternating sides. Close your eyes, feel the movement. Now just keep moving until you're back, hugging the right knee. When you're holding the right knee, just keep holding it. Relax your shoulders. Just use your arm muscles. Relax both legs. Hold the stretch. These are 1 minute stretches. 1 minute is not a long time. It's about average how long you should hold stretches. If you can hold stretches longer, that's even better. In the beginning, the body may tighten up the muscle a little bit. It isn't sure what's happening, and it will tighten. You can feel it actually release. It happens between 30 and 45 seconds. That muscle will kind of relax, and you might be able to stretch it a little bit further. So pay attention to what you feel. If you feel it relax and not be as strong a stretch, then maybe pull it in another 1/4 inch or so. Follow your edge. When your edge moves, follow it. Stretch to your edge. Again, no sharp pains. Now cup your hand over the top of the knee and rotate. And again, you can keep the left knee a little bit bent if it feels better on your back. You don't have to bend it a lot, just enough. Rotate without lifting the left buttock or the right, so don't take it so far across that you're lifting your body up. This is for the hip. This isn't for the rest of you. Just keep rotating the same direction, that oval, and let go of your knee. We have the legs straight, locked. You don't have to let go of the knee so it goes way down there. Now rotate the other way around. Second way around may be more uncomfortable. Our body goes the easier way the first time without us even being aware of it. Again, not so far that you're lifting up your back and your glutes. Bring the knee back in. I bend my left knee so I could shift my hips to the right. I straighten out my left leg and take my right leg across. I might shift my hips a little bit more. Then I turn, rotate so my chest is sort of facing the ceiling, but I don't pull down with my right arm against my shoulder. If your arm doesn't go all the way to the floor, then let it rest on your side. Or have a block behind you or a blanket. Try to relax your back. Hold the stretch. Make sure your right foot is on the left leg. Don't let it be out there hanging out in space. That's not good for the knee. Support the right foot. Now come back up. Keep your right knee bent. Let your right knee go out to the right without forcing it down and lifting up your left buttock. Just relax it. Let gravity stretch it. Your right foot is maybe touching your left inner thigh. Right knee is bent. Hold it. Relax. And if you have to use some muscle to keep it up because it hurts your hip to go down that far, put a block or a blanket underneath so you can relax the leg down without it going too far. Think about that. Think about things you can do to stay relaxed, support your body wherever it is today. Bring your right knee back. Just step foot on the mat. Straighten your right leg beside your left. Plug your left knee into your chest. Hold it. Watch your shoulders. They don't have to do anything. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Learn how to use your arm muscles without lifting your shoulders up. Hold the stretch. your hand over the top of the knee and rotate. Again, not to the point where you have to lift your hips to do it. That's not increasing range of motion. That's just giving them the tightness. Now remember, happy fizzies party. I wonder if you could still get fizzies. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing them anymore. There were those tablets, bubbled like Alka-Seltzer, and they were flavored sugar, basically. You have a happy fizzies party. Go the other way around, please. Move slowly so you can feel it, know where your edge is, so you don't go beyond where you should move. Bring the knee back in. Shift your hips to the left or your knees to the right. Hold, twist. And don't pull your shoulder down. Rotate your whole rib cage. Roll back over, shift your back to flat. Left knee stays bent, left knee out to the left. Relax. Again, put support underneath your left leg if you need it. Keep your left knee where it is, bend your right knee and let your knees fall apart from each other. Bottoms of your feet together, heels in close to the groin. Hold the stretch. Knees up, feet on the mat. Cross your right ankle above your left thigh, on your left thigh, above your knee. Lift your left leg up and hold it. You can hold over the shin, just below the knee. You don't want to hold down too far. Hold it just below the knee or above, whatever. Below the knee, on the shin. Or you can hold behind the hamstring. Try not to let your knee tilt to the right, which is what it will do. Try to have the legs straight up and down. Try to relax. If you feel it too much in your right knee, try flexing your right foot. That'll tighten the muscles to support the knee. If that still doesn't take the ache out of your right knee, flexing your right foot. If that still doesn't take the ache out of your right knee, cross it knee to knee and wrap your arms around the outside. Try that way. Otherwise, just let your foot stay down and just do this kind of stretch. You do not want to feel an ache in your right knee. Hold it. It's going to be a little bit longer. This is reclined pigeon. Similar hip stretch, but different than the one we did in Hatha. Try to stay with it. If you need to release, count to 5 after you release, and then come back and try to do for another 5 seconds or whatever. Try to increase the time that you can hold this. Release. Uncross your right leg. Both knees bent. Cross your left. Flex your left foot if you feel it too much in the knee after you lift your right leg up and hold it. All those other ways of doing it apply. One knee may be okay with it, one knee may not be. It's probably because of tight hips. Or one hip may not like it. You can do the same modifications for the hips and see if that helps. And release. Hug your knees for a moment. and rock a little bit, side to side. Touching your back, backs of your hips. Knees bent, feet on the mat. You're going to do half happy baby. You're going to bring your right knee up and then lift your right foot up to the ceiling. So your knees bent, I don't know, just really. And you can hold with your hands and pull your knee down towards your right shoulder, both hands. You can hold with your one hand around the bottom of the foot, pulling the knee down, or you can have your arms wrapped, keeping one hand on your calf so that this foot doesn't drop down, because you want to get a stretch here. If the foot drops down, you won't get that stretch. If it's okay, you can slowly straighten out your left leg, maybe just part way till you feel a stretch in the front of the left hip, the hip flexors. Or you could straighten it out a little bit more, or you could stay here, and then when it starts to release, stretch it out a little bit more. But you need to go in with that left leg on the mat slowly as you hold the right leg up, however you're doing the happy baby. Hold it. Again, it's going to be a little bit longer. You can always put a strap around the foot. Pull it down with a strap. Be innovative. Try to find a way to do it that works for the length of your arms and the length of your legs and your flexibility so that you can do it, and in time your flexibility will increase rather than just not doing it at all. Try to find a way, unless it's just absolutely too painful in your hip or your knees. And then obviously just don't. You can just hug that knee in like we did at the beginning. Hug that knee in and stretch that way. Again, it's going to be a little bit longer. You know, they don't have cardinals in Northern California where my sister lives. She misses them. I would miss them too. They are one of my favorites in the winter, all year round. I love them. Release. I just happened to look outside and see one out there. Start with both knees bent, feet on the mat, left leg up, the half happy baby, however you're doing it. This side will be different. You might be able to hold it with your hand. You might not. Do whatever feels right. Then if you want, slowly slide your right leg partly straight or all the way straight or not at all. Don't hurt your right hip, just trying to get that leg straight down on the mat. Believe me, you pull any of those hip flexor muscles, it takes a long time. And I'm not talking weeks. I'm talking months, perhaps even more, perhaps even a year or two. When you tear something, it takes a long time. And then it's scar tissue. And scar tissue isn't as flexible, so you have to almost start all over again. It can become flexible again, but scar tissue in the beginning is not as flexible, so it's tighter. So don't do anything that's going to cause any tearing or pulling. It's supposed to be good for you. Cod liver oil. No, this is better than cod liver oil, isn't it? It's better than that. I hope. Somebody found the cutest kitten. You posted on Facebook. They were looking first for the owners, which they didn't think they'd find, and they didn't. Or a good home for it, which they did find. But oh, it was so I need. I'm trying to reduce the number of animals as they cross the rainbow bridge. I don't replace them. I have plenty. But it's tempting. Release and come to seated, please. Cross-legged, or let's do it this way. Bottoms of your feet together, knees apart. Stretch forward and down, and again, you can have a block or two to rest your arms on, your head on, or whatever works for you. Stretching in bound angle, your hips. Slowly back up. Let's do a little bit of breathing using our visualization to breathe in healing and peace, and using that exhale to exhale out that healing through our whole body, or exhale it to somebody we know who may need a little extra healing. Palms together. Inhale as your arms go out to the side and up, gathering in healing. Imagine it. And exhale, palms together back to heart center. Exhaling that healing through your whole body, or to somebody you picture in your mind. Send it to them. Inhale, gather it in. Doesn't hurt, right? Just imagine gathering in that healing energy and exhaling it out. A couple more times. One more time. Thank you all for coming. I will see some of you on Tuesday. Sat Nam and Namaste.